whenever we work Saturdays, we get to take a day off through the week, and usually I'll do Wednesday or Thursday or something like that to just try to. And I usually don't do anything because it's only one day. What the hell can you do in a day? So
go to the appointment or something like that. Well, that's about it.
And that's where it's good. You can schedule like doctor's appointments and dentist appointments and things like that. Go play golf if it's nice, and you can get on course pretty easy. Those type of things.
Sure.
It's nice. Not that I do any of that, but
sometimes it's nice.
Doctor sometimes, yeah.
It's nice, just like I'm just gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
So good. You know what we're gonna do this weekend? We're gonna watch college football, and why? Because that's what we do for a living. Not for a living, I guess. We don't want to make money off this.
Not yet. Not yet.
Make some money. I'd like to make some money. How about you? You make some money? You do this for a living?
If somebody wants to pay me to sit around and talk out of my ass for an hour and a half, and say, Chris, you got to do it 3 days a week, 5 days a week.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it at midnight if you want.
Yep. Where do I send my account number and routing number to?
Right. Yeah. Where's my taxes? Is it in my state or where? Right. Where's it coming from? Right.
Where's my? What form is that they send you at the end of the year for contractors? It's
1099 or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes, absolutely. So if you want to hire two jerk-offs that have a podcast about college football, maybe other things eventually, called Health We Know, we're your guys. That's Chris, I'm Brian. We're going to talk college football, and we don't have some crazy setup. This is just who we are. We get it after it. Maybe we're not polished, but you don't have all this fluffy shit in the beginning, which I guess it is now since I'm talking. But anyway.
You just carrying on, rambling.
Just carrying on, rambling.
How's the weather out there?
Yeah, it's great. It's actually nice. Yeah, it's fine. I can get out and do some hiking. And
how about that full moon?
Yeah, it's great. There was a full moon last night. Beaver moon.
Beaver moon.
Beaver moon. You ever had a beaver
big
moon?
Old beaver moon.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, I guess we can start talking football now. So let me bring up the schedule, and we'll just go through and look at the games we have this weekend. Because we don't have, an amazing group of games again, like we've had in the last few weeks. But it's, whatever. It's still college football. And we're going to be bitching about it. Yes, the rankings, of course. Sure. Exactly. Right. So we can start with the games this weekend. And we'll start with the, not much to talk about here. Friday game, Northwestern at USC. Northwestern gave Oregon a pretty good game. That game was in Evanston, so I don't anticipate this being much of a game. See if USC, Maeva can bounce back from a poor outing against Nebraska, even though they won. I anticipate USC win this game. They're favored by 14.5, over under 50.5. Northwestern's defensive line is pretty solid. They may make it interesting for a little while. I just don't see that they're going to be able to score with SC. And I think USC wins this game and covers that 14.5. Over under 50.5. I'm going to hit the under on this. I think USC could probably do most of that work. I just don't see Northwestern scoring, maybe a couple touchdowns, 17 points, something like that.
So you went under?
I think I'm going to go under, yeah.
Under.
I think that would be generous if Northwestern gets that many points.
What the most impressive thing about this whole game is the fact that it's on my list.
Yeah.
it made my list. That's how bad the weekend is that USC and Northwestern made my list of games to pick. This is our fourth week of picking games straight up, money line against the spread. We were 14-10 last week, so if you listen to us, you made a little dough in your pocket. So I'm kind of leaning everywhere you are, though, kind of following the leader here a little bit. There's no question in my mind that USC wins this game. And I don't think there's a whole lot of scoring. So I can't imagine them getting after it up and down the field and track meeting this. This is not, USC can do it.
Yes,
Northwestern cannot do it in any way, shape, or form.
No, they could play 10 quarters and they wouldn't get going.
It's
just what it is, right?
Yeah, I just don't see these two just lighting the scoreboard. If you're the scoreboard keeper, you probably just, you can go get coffee.
Yeah, you got time.
take naps, eat your hot dogs, right. Whatever you need to do.
Right, especially when Northwestern has the ball.
Yes,
I suppose there could be the scoop and score, pick six kind of thing, but those are odd.
And the USC defense is not against letting you score either. I mean, they will be more than happy.
They've improved a little bit over the last year, but that's improvement. It's not far to go from where they were the previous couple of years. So
I'm gonna kind of follow the leader here. I'm with you kind of the whole way down. I think they cover the 14. I take the under 2, as I just don't see a whole lot of scoring. So I'm with you.
It's going to be a snooze fest, and there's going to be no one there. On a Friday night in LA, you're gonna go see Northwestern play USC. Who's going to do that? If you got free tickets, you might go for a little while because there's things to do, near there. I might get shot, I guess, is a good place. It's not exactly a great neighborhood, as you know.
Right. No, there's so much LA. They're not interested in anything sports wise, really. I mean, the Rams kind of, but
yeah, when they're good, I mean, they show out.
Right.
When they're not, it's a 49ers, basically home game, like it was a year or two ago. They played there.
Yep.
Yeah. Moving on to Saturday, do you have the Indiana Penn State game on your list?
I do.
Probably
yes,
not.
I do. No, I do. Dude, I'm telling you, the slate is not good, and so I just took the top 25s, and yeah.
How is Indiana only favored by 14.5? I don't give a shit if they're playing at Penn State or whatever. Look at tickets as low as $20. Oh my God.
You'll never convince me you can't get in there for free.
No, exactly right. They'd be like, "Yeah, just come on in. We got 100,000 seats. We're gonna fill.
So it doesn't look bad on TV.
A quarter of them. Yes, exactly. It's seat fillers, like at a comedy show or something like that. Put the pretty people up front. There is absolutely zero chance Penn State stays with Indiana. I just do not see any way, shape, or form. I think Indiana will put it on Penn State more so than even Ohio State did. I mean, I know this was road game. It's not exactly the transitive property doesn't really apply in college football, but Indiana's rolling and Penn State is reeling. And I think Penn State's going to be the first team to go lose 6 games in a row. Let's start the top 5, go 3-0, lose 6 games in a row. Indiana covers that spread, and that over hits way over, and most of that's on Indiana.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm with you on this one too. I don't 15, and I got it at 15.5. Who knows? I don't know who knows something that I don't know. Like who's watching the games? And again, we've said it before. It's a great big city in the desert.
They do know shit.
And they're very good at it. And 15.5. I mean, I've seen that come out. Like, what am I missing? Because I've watched both these teams play, and they're not even in the same stratosphere when it comes to how good they are. Indiana can win the national championship. Penn State's going to be at home watching the playoff. They've probably already noted it anyway. So I don't know. Now, this is one of those games, like we said last week, that if I would have told you on August the 1st, hey, Indiana Penn State's going to be a not so good game on a not so good weekend.
No.
You
get in the stadium for $20.
Right, shut up. You get for $20.
It's probably a decimal point. It's probably a decimal point missing in there. Right?
They're going to have the cardboard cutouts like in COVID up in the seats just to put people.
Pumped in crowd noise, a lot of that. Yeah, I think Indiana comes out early and often, and quite often, and just mows Penn State down.
I'm with you.
All right. Well, the next game on the list is also the noon Eastern game. I gather you probably have Georgia, Mississippi State on there, but okay. I'll let you kick this one off here. I went for the first two. Start this one off. Georgia favored by 9.5 and over under 56.5. This is a game in Stark Vegas.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter on this one either. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I can't see any scenario where Mississippi State has a chance to win this game. They're just not good on defense. Georgia's going to score as many points they did against Ole Miss because Mississippi State defense, like a lot of other defense in the SEC, for whatever reason, just don't like to play tackle football. No. So I think the Georgia defense gets what they want to. So I'll take Georgia straight up in this one. I mean, obviously. Even in Starkville, and I hate this game because our home picks need a winner in the weekend, and this is one that we're going to donate
this ain't
money
gonna be
to.
One of them.
Wait till you hear the amount we're donating in the end because it's pretty good. I'll take the over because I think Georgia scores a lot. And I think the Georgia defense is not the Georgia defense you've come to know and love. So I think Mississippi State moves the ball some and scores some points as well. But I think most that 56.5 gets done by Georgia. I think they're probably in the 40s in this game, high 30s, low 40s, and then Mississippi State kicks in the teens somewhere and gets it. So I'll take the over, and I'll take Georgia to cover as well. I think this weekend's going to be a chalk weekend, I guess you could say, for higher ranked teams. I think this is a weekend they all just kind of go chalk, take care of business, get out of here. Yeah. Yep, and move on. And we'll talk about the rankings later, but those rankings will change. But these games this weekend probably are not going to change them a whole lot, in my opinion.
I can't imagine. I'd be quite surprised. The only thing I'd say about Georgia is they're so notoriously slow starters all year. And, being a road game, Mississippi State still has some life. They have bowl game possibility on the horizon still. They need another win to get there. They finally got an SEC win. I'm with you. If this 9.5 was the first half, I'd probably take Mississippi State to cover that 9.5. But since that's the game, I think Georgia covers that comfortably, and I also think they get in the 40s. Mississippi State will get a couple scores in there, so I'm going to hit the over as well. I'm going to follow you on that one.
Already, the first 3 games we're deadlocked.
Yeah, exactly.
Just tells you what kind of weekend we got.
Let's go look at Lubbock. BYU, 7th ranked BYU travels to 8th ranked Texas Tech. That's the best game of the weekend.
Best game of the week by far.
I'll let you you kick this one off too. Texas Tech favored by 10.5. Total 52.5.
Yeah, that's an interesting line. BYU's really good, but now Texas Tech is too. Man, I don't know. I struggled when I was looking at this one, was thinking about it, because I could see BYU going in there and getting that win. Well, it's about a 50-50 game, huh? I wonder what the predictor is on ESPN. I can't see it on there.
Sure.
It's got to be close to 50-50. It's just got to be. So I'm going to take the home team. I'll take Texas Tech. I'll take the Red Raiders straight up. But man, there's no way I'm touching that 10.5. I think this is a very close ball game.
Yeah.
So I'll take BYU to cover this. And let's see. Yeah, I'll take BYU to cover, and I'll go under. I'll go under with not a whole lot of confidence in that. So, yeah, because you just don't know what you're going to get. I mean, they're Big 12 teams, so they could, who knows? So
right.
I'm Texas Tech. BYU covers 10.5 though, but then the under hits as well.
Yeah, I think the under hits as well. I'm gonna start with that. I think this is like a 27-23 kind of game, perhaps even a little lower scoring.
I could see that
because
too,
both teams could play some defense too.
Right.
Man, I mean, this is a playoff game, basically.
For sure. Teams ranked 7 and 8 in the rankings too. In the first playoff rankings, they're 7 and 8.
They don't exactly get much grace if you lose more than one game in Big 12, right? I mean, this Texas Tech loses a game, it's sayonara. BYU could, theoretically survive with a little help, but I'm going to go with BYU to win this game and cover. I think BYU wins this game. I just feel like they've been more consistent this year from what I've seen. I believe in them just a hair more. I know the game's in Lubbock, but that doesn't scare me so much. I'm going to say BYU wins. Obviously, they cover and the under hits.
Yeah, and another thing and I just noticed too, that plays a huge part. This is 11 a.m. kick local.
Mm-hmm.
If this is a night game in Lubbock, I would feel better about Texas. If this game was in Salt Lake, I would feel great as well.
Yes.
So I would go BYU 100%. So 11 a.m. kick, that's wonky kick times. Anything happens.
Yes.
The atmosphere won't be intimidating by any stretch for BYU.
No, I can't imagine. Right?
Mm-mm.
Not at all. How about the next game? Ohio State, Purdue on your predictor list?
No, that one did not make the cut. Yeah, I had to draw the line somewhere, Delaney.
Well, if you're somewhere in West Lafayette and you want to, be a masochist and watch your Purdue Boilermakers get beat by, way over 30 to half, then that's your thing to do. Otherwise, let's see. What's your next? I'm guessing the Citadel Ole Miss is not going to be one we're going to talk about.
No,
other than the fact that there's tickets are $13. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You can't. It would be more expensive to buy a beer in the stadium to get into the stadium.
You will have way more fun in the Grove before this game than you ever would inside at the game.
Absolutely,
and not even close.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, this one I know is on this. I'm going to go on a limb here. 2:30 kickoff. Texas A&M, third-ranked Texas A&M travels to 22nd ranked Missouri. A&M, who's been just plowing through. They've been a different A&M. They're a different team under Elko. At least so far. I mean, in the past we would have seen them, crap the bed by now, basically.
Right.
And maybe this is the crap the bed game, but I will see. A&M favored by 6.5. Totals over under is 48.5. Do you want to start this one?
Sure. I mean, I can. It's sneaky good game. Right? Mm-hmm. Sneaky good game this weekend. I mean, of course, it's two ranked teams, so you'll be paying attention to it. But it's, it's at Missouri, who's not been. They couldn't get it done against Bama, and they're a good solid football team. They could pull this upset if A&M comes in there not ready, not focused, not ready to play. Just doesn't seem very like Elko like they would come in like that though. I mean, they know what's at stake now. I mean, the SEC championships getting wider in the windshield every week for those guys. So I can't imagine them coming in flat. I think Reed's dynamic. I think he chews up Missouri, but I do think Hardy gets his. He's gonna ring the bell. As we see, the A&M defense can give up points. So yeah, I'm gonna take A&M to go in there and win because I think they're just overall a better football team. And no Bo Pribula for Missouri. He's hurt and out, so that changes things as well. Big time for Missouri. So but it seems Drinkwitz does a good job of plugging in a quarterback. His system is very QB friendly. Like he could just kind of like Josh Heupel. You can plug a quarterback in and make them productive, no matter kind of what they're made of or what their tools are or anything like that. You just plug them in that offense and they seem to do well. So Missouri will be while they're not going to be what they could be with Pribula there as far as that quarterback. They're going to be fine, but not good enough to win this game by any stretch. So I'll take A&M. I'll take A&M to cover as well because I think they score a lot of points. And I'll take the over because I think both teams. I think A&M's probably in the 30s and Missouri's probably in the low 20s. So like a 30 to 20 or 30 to 17 or 31-17, somewhere along those lines.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't see A&M, laying an egg and Missouri having enough firepower. I think Missouri is a good football team. They're probably an 8-4 football team, which is what they're on track to be here. Sitting at 6-2. I think they take an L this weekend here. A&M, I think they cover that 6.5. That's not a number that's too scary. I do think that over hits as well because I feel like A&M could get up to upper 30s. Mizzou will get a couple 3 scores here and there probably. I think that over hits. I'm gonna say like 38-20 A&M.
Right, that's right on it. So yeah.
All right, next game, 2:30 game. I was going to go to this game, but I'm not going to head down to Iowa this weekend. Oregon, 9th-ranked Oregon travels to Voodooville, a.k.a. Iowa City, to take on the 20th-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes. And if I told you 5 years ago Oregon and Iowa were going to play a top 20 matchup, and it's a Big Ten conference game, you'd be like, why are you so weird? Why you say silly shit like this?
I would be like, who's the new coach at Iowa? Is what I would be saying.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yes. Right. Is Hayden Fry back really from the grave? Is he?
He's doing really well.
Really well. Right. Yeah. So I could kick this one off. Oregon's favored by 6.5. The total over under is 42.5. Look, I think I know Oregon's going to win because I just don't see how Iowa can make enough, voodoo points, if you will, like a punt return, fumble return, pick six, some short field, thing that they do, kind of like they did against Indiana. I mean, they're going to hang for a while. I think they probably hang for most of this game. I just feel like Oregon will have enough explosives to be able to run the ball and throw the ball down the field a little bit. And I like Oregon to win this game. It would not shock me if Iowa put together a win somehow. I just can't envision it. I just can't envision that offense doing enough to keep up with what Oregon's done. Although Wisconsin held Oregon to 21 last weekend or week before. So, I'm like kind of waffling on my own bet right now. I'm kind of really dragging my feet on this. You know what? Hell, I'm going to go with Iowa for an upset. They're going to make things interesting. Iowa's going to get to 10-2, and they're going to be like, hey, we want to be in the playoffs. And that's going to be strange. So Iowa wins. The under hits way under. It's going to be like 20-17. Iowa kicks a field goal at the buzzer, and the field is stormed.
That would justify. That would probably be the, I mean, not score-wise, but probably the worst loss in the Dan Lanning era if they go in and lose this game.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because they've gotten
worse. I mean,
they've gotten beat worse by Ohio State, but that's Ohio State.
That was a beat down, right? So, in the Rose Bowl, right?
But this would be way worse.
His losses are like Washington a couple years ago, 2 times.
Who went to the national championship game, by the way.
Right, exactly. So then they get beat Indiana at home. That's not a bad loss, right? I mean, it's a surprising loss.
Team in the country. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree with you. This would be like you have way more talent on both sides of the ball, better coaching staff. Oregon should win this game. They should be favored by 6.5, but I've just seen weird shit. And if an Indiana team can go into Iowa City and should have lost that game if the kicker could have made a reasonable kick, or if their quarterback didn't get hurt, which but ifs and buts. But like I'm gonna stick with Iowa to win this.
That's ballsy. I love that pick. Yeah, and that and whoever's doing the Big Ten home winning percentage bets every week.
Right.
The guy out there doing that is hoping that you're right as well.
Yes.
So right, he's gonna make some money on this game. I'll take Oregon. I just for like reasons I said before, I don't see Dan Lanning losing a game like this. He loses them for sure, as every coach does. But if he's gonna lose it, he's gonna lose it to elite teams. I just don't think Iowa's elite. I'm like you. I mean, I do agree that if Iowa pulls this upset, 10-2 is squarely on the table, and they can make an argument with a very good win over a good Oregon team. So that's a good quality win with a resume at 10-2 if you're able to get in. So I think I would they could make it. I mean, they really could. So
let's peek at this. So if they get by this Oregon game, they play. They still have to play USC on the road. That's going to be tough, right? But then they get Michigan State at home, and then they play at Nebraska, which is not really a scary game, especially with Raiola.
Not anymore, right? For sure.
Hurt. Right. So that USC game, so no one did them any favors for the schedule. You get Oregon and USC back-to-back weeks. So, it's certainly possible. And if that's going to be a top 25 USC team, unless they shit the bed against Northwestern. So that'd be 2 top 25 wins for Iowa to kind of round out their season. So it'd be hard to keep them out unless there was some hijinks and shenanigans from the SEC.
I would go as far as to say that, and go ahead and predict this now, on the 6th. I guess it's the 6th of November now, right? 7th, 6th?
Yes.
Same day is it?
8:34 Eastern time.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, 6th.
If Iowa wins this game, they will lose next week at USC. Mark it down. This win will get them beat next week in LA. Because this type of win will absolutely just take all of the edge right off of you. And then you go to LA where it's ho-hum or whatever, but you got to play that offense in the Coliseum. I I think they lose at USC. I think no matter what happens to Iowa Saturday, they lose next Saturday in Los Angeles. That's what I think.
I can see that. Because you can't defense travels, but voodoo doesn't.
Right. So and you got to be in Iowa City to get the voodoo. Voodoo don't go on the plane
exactly.
with you. So
you got to be within Johnson County to be able to get that. So once you step in the county line, you can feel it when you get into town. You can
once
feel
you land in LA County in that weird time zone and the air and it's sunny and 75 all the damn time. That's all off the table.
It's just different, right? Yeah, you're like, it's going to be in the 40s this game. That's not bad, but when it's 75 and you're playing in the Coliseum.
Buddy, if it was in the 20s and snowing, I would go Iowa with you 1,000%.
Yeah,
they win that game if that's the weather conditions.
You talk about
that's
they win that game 6-3.
Yes. Yep. For sure.
And they couldn't be happier, and because it would be because of a special teams, victory because of great punting, a couple field goals, and probably a blocked field goal or something.
No matter what that win looks like, those goalposts are coming to the ground in Iowa if they pull that upset. So
absolutely,
if you're the AD at Iowa, I'm not saying get your check ready. I'm just saying have the book within arm's reach.
But have it available. Right, yes. Exactly. Get a new pen anyway, just in case.
Right. Yeah. If you don't have to use it, just take it home with you. But
absolutely.
I'm gonna go Oregon. I'll go opposite. I'll go Oregon on it, but I do agree the under hits. I'm with you on that. And then I think I would cover 6.5 too. I think this is a close game. 24-20, 21-17. I think it's just that type of ugly, yucky game that they just barely get out of Iowa City with a win. Just like it could mirror the Indiana game really easily, in my opinion. So
yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. Did you have the next game, Syracuse Miami, on the list?
No,
to discuss?
I did not. Syracuse is 3-6, I think, something like that, and Miami's
they are.
Well, you talk about
falling off the cliff. Jeez,
my God.
Mario, what are you doing? Oh my! You talk about nothing else to do in Miami Gardens in the was it Dade County? Tickets as low as $6.
Yeah, that's another one. You won't convince me you can't get in there for free.
No, absolutely. You just walk in. There's no one even you can bring in whatever you want, all the kinds of bags, illegal things, whatever. No one's going to be policing that. Their season's done. They know it, and the fans are going to South Beach or the Everglades before they're going to go to this game.
You can go to Syracuse and Miami, or you can go to Everglades and walk around the swamp with alligators. Well, I guess that was their boat at. I guess I'm going.
Right, absolutely, yeah. Go catch some invasive snakes and stuff, whatever. Chameleons, anacondas, the reticulated pythons, whatever out there.
It will be pitiful on TV what this looks like in the crowd. There's going to be absolutely nobody there for either team.
We should have an over-under of
the people.
So what's holds probably 70,000 people. What's the over-under? 20,000, 25,000? Yeah, announced attendance, right?
Yeah, announced attendance is probably in the 20s, low 30s. It's going to look like a ghost town.
It's going to be 86 degrees and beautiful on a Saturday in November.
Why would you bother going to that?
What are you doing? Even if Miami was undefeated, that may not exactly be a full stadium. Come on, this is
at 3:30 in the afternoon local time. You're going to go to that Hard Rock Stadium and watch that
for 3 hours.
No, not happening.
Go have some Cuban food and sit on the beach and enjoy yourself. So I guess we are talking about this game, but Auburn, Vanderbilt, Auburn.
I got that
coachless Auburn going to Nashville, Tennessee, First Bank Stadium. Vanderbilt's coming off another loss to I'm blanking.
Texas.
To Georgia. No, not Georgia. Texas. Thank you, Texas. Auburn, sad times in the Grove. You get beat 10-3 at home to Kentucky, a bad football team. I don't know how they waited so long. He shouldn't have even made it to the locker room before they let him go. Or maybe the AD knew that before the end of the buzzer hits zeros. Vanderbilt's favored by 6.5. What? Say what? Is that real?
It should be much more than that.
I would have guessed there would be a 1 in front of the 6. Well, I mean, this to me is pretty easy. Straight up, obviously, I'm going to take Vanderbilt. I'm taking Vanderbilt to. You give me 12 points, I'd still take Vanderbilt.
I would too. Yeah, 2 touchdowns.
And Auburn is absolutely uninterested in playing football now. New coach or no coach. Is it overhit? It's like, yeah, I can see a Vanderbilt getting the low 30s, and Auburn will get a couple scores, whether it's cheap or not. I'm going to say it's 31-14, and by the hook, it's the under hits.
So you going over or under?
I'm going under.
You going under?
I'm going under.
Going under. Yeah, me too. I think, if you can't muster more than a field goal against Kentucky, whose defense does not play, Vanderbilt has a very physical defense. They're good on defense.
Yes.
So you're not going to convince me you put more than 10 or 13 points on the board. And I think Vandy's probably in the high 20s, low 30s, 30, 31-10, something like that. 31-13.
Yeah.
30-13. So it just not a rock fight so much, but everyone will be watching TV and just drooling over Diego Pavia doing it against against an Auburn team that's not any good.
Right.
But
he's back on the Heisman list.
and selfishly, I am for Vandy winning these games all the way till they get to the Tennessee game, because I want the opportunity to end their playoff bid at the end of the year. So.
And we need home teams to win anyway, too.
Yes, for sure. Right. And I can't. If Auburn pulls this upset, man, oof, that's a bad loss for Clark Lee. That's a bad loss for Clark Lee.
Yeah, his shine will start to wear off a little bit, wouldn't it?
And if like the 5 years ago comment you made earlier, if you'd have told me 5 years ago that, hey, Auburn's will play at Vanderbilt and Vanderbilt's going to be a favorite, and there's no way they should lose to this Auburn team, they are way better than Auburn, I'd bet they're smoking. What you smoking?
Well,
pass it around.
You have figured out the multiverse, because that's not a universe that we've ever lived in.
No.
And so
nor do I want to.
Made it to
the way.
No, exactly right.
Nor do I want to. So
right.
Yeah, give me Vandy. I think they cover the 6.5 like you. I'm with you on the under as well, because I just think this is the Auburn defense is good. Now, if the Auburn defense shows up and they quit because Hugh Freeze has been fired and they're just done with this football season, this could go over very easy, because the Vandy offense is really
Vanderbilt
good. They
themselves.
could easily be in the 40s. Yeah, easily get there.
Yes.
And I think you'll know by end of first quarter if that's the case. If they get 14 in the first quarter, that's going to be an ass whipping all game. But if it's 7-7 or 7-3 or 10-7 something Vandy, and then Auburn's putting up a fight still, I see the under hitting, but Vandy's still covering.
Yeah, they'll pull away and cover eventually. I'm guessing the next game, Washington at Wisconsin's not on your list.
No, that would not be on the list. No, it's
another game you can get in. Listen, I've been in Madison. It's a fun city. There's a lot more expensive things to do than $7 tickets at Camp Randall. That's really, really sad. Because that's a fun stadium. It's great atmosphere. It's a great town, and they're just checked out. And Wisconsin said today they're keeping Lou Fickell for another year. So
yeah, what?
I think it's just they can't afford it. That's
and it may be.
I mean,
they may not come up with the money.
Possibly just it. Right. So dead man walking. All right. What's the next one? Any of these other games you have? Wake at Virginia, Cal at Louisville.
Nope.
I'm guessing LSU Bammer. I'm guessing that's one of the
for
talking
sure.
lists. All right, I'll let you kick this one off. LSU 5-3, coachless. You have an interim coach. I forget who they named. Taking on the 4th-ranked Alabama. Roll Tide. Alabama favored by 9.5. Over under 49.5, and it's going to be a great temperature of 69 in Tuscaloosa. What
not as good as 67.
The game is LSU Bammer. LSU ain't got no head coach. Brian Kelly is persona non grata in the whole state of Louisiana for the rest of his life. Taking on Alabama, 4th-ranked Alabama. Alabama is favored by 9.5. Over under 49.5. I'll let you go first on this one.
Yep, you're good. So Ed Orgeron said earlier this week, it was either some type of interview or something like that he'd be happy to go coach down at LSU and finish out and be an interim coach because he's just getting his truck and drive right down there to it. So I would love that move if I was LSU. Like if I was LSU fan and like, hey, we're going to have Coach O come in here and finish out the year, I would be, fuck yes.
Right.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Just something to energize that base because that's bad football.
Exactly.
And that game, and I'll talk about the game in a second, but that's an interesting job opening for one Lane Kiffin to consider. Much like the Florida administration, the LSU administration and governor is even involved.
Yeah.
It's just a shit show of a thing happening over. So does Lane want to get in the middle of that? I could see something along the lines of him looking at both those administrations, be like, you know what? I'm going to hang out here in Oxford, or I'm going to go to Tallahassee whenever they fire Mike Norvell, which you got to figure they probably will.
Which will be sooner or later, yeah.
Yes, something like that, or even, I don't think I'm like we talked about earlier. I don't think he'd be a great fit at Penn State, but just somewhere other than those two schools, because it's just it's a wreck. For this game, of course, I'm going Bammer. Bammer at home, Bammer big. I just don't think LSU is a good football team. No matter how you slice it, I don't think they're good with Brian Kelly. I don't think they're good without Brian Kelly. I just don't think they're any good. Now, which is how that roster's no good, I can't explain it, but they're just not.
That's coaching malpractice, basically.
For sure. So give me Bammer, give me the over, because they are going to Kalen DeBoer. It's time to make a statement. And Bammer is fourth in the playoff rankings coming out the first week. They got their sights set on Atlanta for the SEC championship game because they're going to that if they win out. So there's so much for Alabama to play for. At home, at night, at 7:30 kick. I can attest as a Tennessee fan, it's a tough place to go in there and play anyway because Bama's always, for the most part, it's been always good. At night down there, they'll be lathered up. They want a blowout. They want blood. And so I just think Bama wins every facet of this game by a lot. So the over, they cover, Bama wins, LSU continues to slide, and see what happens.
Yep. I'm with you 100%. All those things, not to be a copycat, but it's hard for me to see LSU hanging around at all the first half, let alone the whole game. They can't generate offense at all. Their defense is really just falling apart, and Bama's a good football team. I know I say it every week, but I still want to know the answer. How the hell did Bama lose to Florida State? You knew where I was going to go right when I said that, didn't you?
Yeah, that needs to be a 30 for 30, and somebody needs to figure that out.
Right? Yes, right. What happened when Alabama wins the national title this year, which would be disgusting, I understand. Yes. However, if they do that, they're going to have to do, you're right, a 30 for 30 on the Florida State loss. Alabama's going to just roll tide. I mean, that's the short and long of everything. Overs, covers, straight ups, all of them.
First half covers. I mean, I think they are up early and often, and just this game is donezo mid-second quarter. I think it's done.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, and LSU will completely fail or fold at that point.
They will.
What else do you have? The next game on there, Navy Notre Dame?
No, I did not have that one, which I probably should have because Navy's 7-1, and that's a weird offense to play against if you're Notre Dame. That's
Notre Dame's had trouble with them in the past.
For sure. Well, everyone has trouble with triple option if you don't see it.
Yeah.
And so when you don't see it, you can't practice for it because you don't have people to run that. So you can just watch it on film and go do your best and out athlete them in the front. If you can out athlete them on the line of scrimmage and over on the line of scrimmage, none of that other stuff matters. All that window dressing doesn't matter if you win right there. So I like Notre Dame to win it for sure, but don't be surprised if Navy can move the ball on the ground like they always can. If this game is a little bit sphincter tightening for Notre Dame fans come fourth quarter.
Absolutely. Which I agree with that. I think Navy easily covers that 26.5. That's a big number for Notre Dame to cover.
I'm with you. I would take Navy to cover that as well. Yep, I would.
Yeah, because they're going to just control that clock and just chew up time, and Notre Dame's not going to have enough possessions to get
And they're not that dominant on defense. They're not that dominant as far as defensive
We've seen them get destroyed by A&M and some other teams, Miami, in fact. So
if Navy can get it going on the ground,
different.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see them hanging. What other games did you have on there, or did you?
The only last one I had was, and because I think it's sneaky, and I think Kentucky can win it. That's Florida at Kentucky.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, Florida at Kentucky. All right, yeah, 6:30 SEC. Both teams are 3-5. Florida favored by 3.5, and over under is 45.5. Florida is coachless, and Kentucky's might be too at some point. Here's what you should do if you live in Lexington and you're thinking about going to this game. You can go to this game, or earlier in the day, or Sunday you can go to Lexington or Bardstown or wherever you want. Hit Buffalo Trace, take a tour, buy a bottle of whatever is available, Eagle Rare, Blanton's, whatever's available. That's going to be more money well spent than watching this, I suspect.
This could be a fun one, though. If I was a Kentucky fan, I'll say, if I was a Kentucky fan, I would go to this because I think they have a great shot to beat Florida. I do. I think they have a fantastic shot to beat Florida.
Hell, Florida's lost there once or twice in the last few years too. So this is, if you're Florida, like obviously your season's toast anyway. You're not going anything, but like this used to be a team that used to dominate regularly, and that's just not been the case the last few years, especially in the Napier. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna have our home team. We need a home win. I'm gonna go with Kentucky to win this game. The under hits way under. I'm gonna be pissed. It's gonna be like Mississippi State and was it Texas? Whatever.
Yeah,
I had that game and they pissed it away. Kentucky's gonna win this game 23-17.
Okay. So gotcha. And I wrote down before you made any of those picks, before you made any of them, and we only differ on one thing because I think the game goes a little different than what you're thinking. I think Kentucky wins too. I've said on this show, I don't know how many times, I think Florida is a soft football team. I think they're soft. And Mark Stoops, for not being good this year, Kentucky is hard-nosed. They play hard. Now, they may not be very good. Yeah, they may not be very good.
Right.
They ain't got the players. All that's true. But they're not soft. And Florida is soft in my opinion. So yeah, give me at night up there. If this was a 11 o'clock kick or 12 o'clock kick, local, whatever it is, if it was a noon game, I would probably lean more Florida. But I've been to Kroger Field and that night up there, and while the place is a dump, it gets pretty loud and it get pretty hostile. So yeah, and the way Florida is playing offense, even though the Kentucky defense isn't that good, I think Kentucky moves the ball pretty well, and I think they get Florida stopped enough to win it. I just do. I think that Bulls kid who is playing, he's a true freshman, but a redshirt freshman one playing for Kentucky, has had he lit up Texas, which is a good defense. He lit up Tennessee, which is a defense, and then I don't see any reason why, if he can't move the ball against Texas at home, how he can't move the ball against this Florida defense. That has nothing to play for anymore. They're just out there.
Absolutely.
I think the Florida defensive players who could go to the NFL are starting to make business decisions now, since they got beat by Georgia last week. So they're starting to make business decisions about how hard they want to play, how they want to do it. I think they fold up. The offensive line can't protect Lagway. I think Kentucky gets a couple stops. I'll take the over because I think there's points to be had. I think the Kentucky defense is good, and I don't know the Florida defense is going to be playing all that hard, and I think Kentucky gets theirs too. So I'll take the over, something like 27-24, 30-21, 30-24, something like that. I think it's a close game, but I just think they get a couple more scores and a couple more stops than Florida gets and wins it.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a fun game.
They played.
If you got anything else to do, watch it.
Well, I see that's Kentucky. It'll be a one I'll be flipping back and forth to for sure. Kentucky, hung with Ole Miss and only got beat by a touchdown. They had Georgia, they hung early with Georgia. Then Georgia just does what Georgia does. They should have probably won the Texas game. They put up a decent effort against Tennessee. So like They're going to be tougher. And this is also like, can Kentucky get to a bowl game? Well, this is one of the games they have to win to be able to do that. They need to win the Florida game and then the Tennessee Tech game, and then somehow, some way, figure out a way to win at Vandy or at Louisville, which both seem unlikely, but that's something they have to their sights set on. Where if you're Florida, if you look at Florida's schedule,
they're done.
So that team, they're so done.
They shot their wad last Saturday against Georgia trying to win that game. That's what they did. They put all the eggs in that basket to try to get that Georgia win. And I think, honestly, this is a hot take, but not really. I think they have a much better chance to lose this game than they do to win the Tennessee game, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I think if
one, which is strange because it's in the swamp too.
Weird. Yeah, it's weird. But I think they're more likely to lose this one than to win that one in Gainesville in a couple weeks.
Yeah. I mean, Florida, I guess technically they're fighting for a bowl too. I mean, if you squint, I have a hard time seeing that. Like if they win this Kentucky game and they can, beat a bad Florida State team, maybe then they're gonna have to figure out a way to win at Ole Miss or versus Tennessee. It just seems unlikely, right? I mean, Tennessee one's that's a voodoo place for Tennessee to play down there in the swamp. But your point about Florida's being soft, especially on the offensive side of the ball, they'll cave. Kentucky's gonna win this game. I feel good about that. Because they have much more to play for, and also I think that stadium will be very little orange in it.
No, unless you live in Lexington, Kentucky, there's no way in hell if you're a Florida fan you go to that game. You're not driving from Gainesville, Florida, up 75 all the way to Lexington to play that game. No.
The only time so the caveat is kind of what I said earlier. If you're making it a weekend out of it and you're hitting some Bourbonville, if you're going to stay in Bardstown or go to Maker's Mark or somewhere like that, then what the hell? It's $25 for tickets, why not?
Here's the problem with that, Delaney.
If you want to hit the Bourbon Trail.
Here's the problem with that. At some point, you got to drive home on Sunday. And none of those distilleries open until like noon, 11 o'clock, something like that on Sundays. And so you're going to hang around and go to that and then drive 10 hours to Gainesville, Florida, assuming you're there. I mean, that's
right. Yeah. Not likely. Not likely. Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly the most charming time of the year. Like, for the Bourbon Trail's Bourbon Trail. We've been there,
yes,
but
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's not enough to go there to see your Gators probably lose to Kentucky again on the road.
Right.
And Kroger Field.
Yeah. I think it's a fun game, though. Huh? I think it's a low key. Yeah. The outside walking in and stuff. Yeah. I'm going to watch it because there's going to be fireworks. I do. I think there's going to be fireworks. I think both teams move the ball. I think it's going to be just weird shit's going to happen during the game, and weird penalties and weird reviews and weird Kentucky Wildcat fans in the stands. It's going to be a weird game, but a fun game to watch.
I might have to watch that anyway, because unless YouTube TVs figure out something with Disney,
they still not got that figured out.
ABC and ESPN. No, I don't think so. I have an antenna, so I'll just watch the game on antenna like an old man, whatever. It's,
with your rabbit ears and your aluminum foil on top of it.
Right. I've had Alan come up here and put an antenna on my roof. He'd love to do that, wouldn't he?
If you mount up a CB radio too while he's at it.
Yes, absolutely. Oh man. Well, it's time to talk our gambling picks, which we started out with a bang, right? And
we did.
Now we're a wet fart. Is that what you say? That's about where we're at now. I mean, you can give a recap, but basically we're betting on SEC home games based on the statistics say they win about 70% of the time the last 5 years or so, and so we wanted to test that and see how it goes. We started off $147, $48, what it was, and then I'll let you fill in the blanks from here then.
Yeah, 147 to start. Was carrying over 70%, as high as mid-80s at one point, midway through the year. And then we had 2 weekends that we needed to dodge because there was a lot of home underdogs. So it kind of started a couple weeks ago when there was 8 games total, 4 underdogs, 4 favorites. The 4 favorites won, the 4 underdogs lost. And then there was the last weekend where you go, well, maybe it was the weekend before last, where you go 1-4 and just totally wreck it.
I think it was last weekend.
And no, it was weekend before. It was last weekend. We were 2-3. We had 5 games. It was 2-3.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. So, 2-3. That's right. Yeah.
So 2-3. So that has brought that winning percentage up above 70 into the 80s at some point, down to 61.4%. 35-22 is year-to-date record. We started off with $147. We are now resting at a cool $18.51. So you couldn't even go buy lunch for you and your wife with this amount of money in this bank.
No, absolutely. However, you could get a whole family of 4 into the Wisconsin game or Miami game if you wanted to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you couldn't buy anything while you're there. You won't be able to get a beer.
No, you could buy things.
Burger,
you just look around.
No. Yeah, exactly. Just walk around Hard Rock.
Absolutely.
And, watch a game.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's going to be terrible. So this week there is 5 SEC games, 6 counting Ole Miss Citadel, but they would not let me bet money line on Ole Miss Citadel.
I'll bet.
So we have 5 games to bet on. We got Kentucky versus Florida. Yes, there's a reason why they cut that money line off.
Right.
Kentucky versus Florida, Bama versus LSU, Vandy at home against Auburn, Mizzou at home against A&M, Mississippi State at home against Georgia. $18.51. So I divided that 5 ways. That's $3 a game. And so we still have $3 and some change left in the bank after this, because I wasn't going to divide up $3 between 5 picks. Not worth the time.
No.
So we are not going to get a 5-0 weekend, because I don't think there's any way in the world. I know there's no way in the world Mississippi State wins against Georgia at home. Missouri against A&M is a shot. It's a long shot.
Not impossible, but it's
not impossible, but it's not likely. And so I think you're staring down the barrel of a 3-2, assuming our UK pick comes through and Bama and Vandy take care of business.
Right.
If UK comes through and then Missouri can somehow up in A&M, which is a nice payoff. Too bad it's only $3, because a return on when we were betting $30 and $35 a game when we had a lot of money in the bank earlier in the year, that would have really paid off if that game hit. Now, I mean, you bet $3, you win like $11 or $12. So,
sure,
yeah. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think we're probably staring at a 3-2 weekend. It could go 2-3 if UK don't hold up their end of the bargain at home. So we will see. We're kind of limping down the home stretch here. It's like it's a marathon, and we run this son of a bitch in sprints, is what it's like.
Exactly.
And now we're just running out of gas toward the end.
We're out of shape. We don't know what we're doing. Yeah. We never trained or anything. You know?
Yep. We were way out in front, and then the whole pack's caught us, and they're all going by us. So, but that's where we are, $3 a game. We'll see. We'll have the recap, of course, on Sunday or Monday like we usually do, and see where we're at and see if we can get this percentage back. You mentioned something last week, and I think you're going to be right. I don't think we're going to have a lot of money left, but I think that mark is at 70%, right around that mark by the end of the year. But I bet you we don't have more than $50 at most in the bank.
My suggestion is going to be we're going to be at 70.0%, and we're going to have $0.
Yes,
or maybe 50 cents, because we can't bet 50 cents.
Yeah, I could easily see that being the case, man. I can see us having very little money left in the bank, but that percentage would be at 69.8 or 70 point something, or just right around that 70 mark. So the math holds up on that end, and that's what we're going to do next year. We talked about it. Next year we're going to do this again, and we're going to do home teams, and then we're going to split it up again, and we're going to keep track of the favorites and the underdogs throughout the year and see what the difference in the winning percentage in those two are. So get some more data on this to kind of, because obviously it's not going to work out this year, but it doesn't mean it won't work out next year. So
absolutely, we'll try to lose more money next year in a different way. That's all.
I will spend it on bourbon anyway, right? I'm not spending on stupid stuff anyway.
Well, seriously,
your sister,
exactly.
Your sister,
you may so Halloween costumes and other silly shit that
weird pictures to go on the wall over my shoulder. It's going to get
exactly
so
right. Yes, it's going to be. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I think we hit everything. All the scores, the previews. We did the gambling picks. We told you we're broke, and now we're gonna wrap it up. And this has been your yeah. So you got one more thing.
Yeah.
Did I forget?
Playoff rankings.
Oh yeah, duh. Of course. Jesus, I'm not used to this. So first playoff rankings. All right. Pause. Just kidding. Hat.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Psych,
playoff rankings. All right. Psych. I'll get them up here so we can review them together.
I've seen all kinds of videos already, Delaney, on TikTok and the ESPN apps and all that. People bitching about these rankings, and all I can think of is why I haven't even about rankings. These things are going to change. I'm going to write them down 1 through 25 every week till they announce the playoff bracket, and we're going to see how many teams move up or down. We're going to do that. The only problem I have with the playoff rankings is how Indiana is not first. Because you name me a better team with a better win than Indiana.
At Oregon?
Yeah, that's the best win of probably the top 25. Going to outs and winning that game?
Yeah.
That's got to be the best win that probably anyone has in the top 25. And you put them second behind.
I would.
If those teams had different jerseys on, if you swap those jerseys, same resume, Ohio State is one.
Yes.
But because it's Indiana and they got an eye on their helmet,
are quite sure, right? They're not quite sure they believe in Indiana. Like there's still a little bit of that, which I don't know how much more data you need to see they're a good football program.
When they go to
not
Oregon
a good
and win
team this year. They're a good.
They
program.
go to Oregon and win that game. If you're not a believer after that, I can't help you. I can't help you.
I tell you, right? Exactly, right. I purposely have avoided watching any like feedback about this. I saw the rankings, and that's as far as I went because I wanted to just kind of have a raw discussion with you about it. So first round buys: Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama. No real surprise there. No one should be cringing and wringing their hands over that. And in general, of course, there's still a lot to go here. And then so the first round matchups, which this is why college football rules, and this is why the playoff is way better than any BCS bullshit or anything like that. Not take away from the first BCS championship ever won by Tennessee, 1998.
Yep, that's right.
Don't take that away from you, T. Martin. Still a hero. But this means more games, more good games, more games on campus, less games in the Mayo Bowl and whatever Shreveport. Pick your awful place. So the first 8-9 game will be Oregon and Texas Tech.
That's an interesting game.
12 game. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Memphis at Georgia. That's a good bracket for Georgia to be in, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Virginia at Ole Miss. And then Notre Dame travels to BYU. I would not want to be a Notre Dame fan if you have to travel to BYU at all. So initial thoughts you have on any of these games in particular?
No, it'll be interesting to see how much they move around too. It would be interesting to see what they do with Alabama if they lose, because by the 3 and 4 seed, it's like A&M wins the SEC championship is how that would roll. And then Bama would have 2 losses. Would they still keep them fourth, or would they move a 1-loss team into their place up, like a 1-loss Oregon, or a 1-loss Ole Miss? If they won out. Would they move them into that slot over Alabama because they have 1 loss and they didn't meet head to head? So you can't use that as a factor or an indicator. So that would be interesting.
Sure.
Oregon at Texas Tech, that would be a fun one in Lubbock. I don't like that game if you're Oregon going there and trying to play.
No.
No. But Oregon gets a good draw. For sure. I'm with you on that. Memphis, geez. I mean, that would be a killing in between the hedges. And I think Ole Miss would roll Virginia too. Lane Kiffin would score 100 on Virginia.
100%.
So,
absolutely.
But yeah, nothing. What is that? 1, 2, 3 Big Ten teams, right? Am I reading that right? 3 Big Ten teams.
3. Yes, you are.
And then
yes.
1, 2, 3, 4 SEC teams.
4 SEC.
Couple Big 12s in there, and then of course the It's either going to be Memphis or South Florida or someone like that. And Memphis beat South Florida, so that's why they're giving them the nod. So,
sure,
that's an interesting.
I gather
numbers.
that they're thinking, that they think that Texas Tech beats BYU this weekend.
Yes.
Otherwise, I mean, like that's a 2-loss Texas Tech team. That's going to be over there and over. Who's on the outside? Who's like the? You got Texas and Oklahoma and Utah. Yeah. Texas is right there. Like I mean, if Texas gets in, it's going to be earned because they have to play A&M on the road. I think it is. I don't know. Maybe it's at home. I don't remember. But either way,
they got to go to Georgia next week.
Like
next
Utah needs some help. They got to do Georgia. That's right. Yeah. So if you beat Georgia and A&M, yeah, you should be maybe a bye.
They'll be in. They'll be squarely in for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So Oklahoma, I just don't see. Man, that Tennessee win was really huge for them. Like that's a game they probably should have lost. They figured out how to way to win this game. They still have a couple tough games left.
Go to Bama.
But, man, they're sitting there. Yeah, exactly. Right. So again, they'll earn it. Utah's kind of on the outside looking in. They need a lot of help from they're probably big BYU fans too this weekend. Although Texas Tech beat them, so both would have 2 losses in the head-to-head tiebreaker. So they need some more help. Of course, Virginia's sitting there. Louisville, Vanderbilt needs some help. Georgia Tech kind of shot themselves in the foot with a bad loss. NC State, Miami, forget about it. USC and Iowa, and technically Michigan, they're not out of it. And even Washington, if they somehow manage to win out, that would change things a lot because that'd mean they won at Oregon, Washington, that is. That'd mean Michigan beat Ohio State. And that would mean Iowa beats Oregon and USC on the road.
Right.
So there's a lot would have to happen to make these things come to life. I'm afraid your Vols probably are going to need lots and lots of help before they can even sneak in there. Yeah, you guys are probably cooked,
Three losses, you ain't getting in. You ain't getting in with 3. That's just not going to happen with 12
Not
teams.
with this. No. Yeah, exactly. Right. And
now, one thing that's interesting.
Unless there's like 10.
One thing that's interesting is only one ACC team, Virginia. Talk about a conference
that would not be the team you would have guessed. Right, exactly. Right. If you would have said August 1st or September 1st. Yeah. Yep. Let's look at Virginia's schedule the rest of the year, just as an interesting.
I'm guessing
see who they have left. Like that's because that's certainly a few games that they could take care of business. Wake Forest at home, at Duke, Virginia Tech. They're a solid football team. I guess I'd have to say they're a good football team. Obviously, Virginia. They won at Louisville. They've that's probably their signature win. They won. They lost to NC State. That's the place the team's going to die there. NC State, apparently. Then that means they're going to be in the title game against
Georgia Tech.
Who? My God, Georgia Tech, I guess. Right.
That's what they got.
Will the winner of that game go? Assuming Georgia Tech would have to beat Georgia at the end of the season, so that's going to be difficult to ask too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but there'll be 2 losses, but they'd still, if they beat, that doesn't affect their ACC championship at all. They'll still go play Virginia.
Sure, that's true.
That 11 seed Virginia, you just scratch that out and put Georgia Tech in if Georgia Tech wins that game. That don't change there at all, in my opinion. Sure. That 11 seed's probably going to be the ACC champion. Is probably who that's reserved for.
No matter who it is. Yeah.
Right, correct.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Yeah. And I think if you're going to pick one game, you can only pick one game to watch there. I'd say certainly either the Oregon Texas Tech game or Notre Dame BYU game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
man, if I'm a Notre Dame fan, I would not be happy going out to watch them play BYU. That would be a scary game. I guess if I had to pick one, I'd probably take the 8-9 game, Texas Tech and the Oregon game. But that you could convince me Notre Dame BYU would be a better game too. I just don't think the other ones are going to be very competitive. This is all hypothetical, of course. Georgia's it's barely worth watching, other than
if you get a free ticket to one of these games, So are you going to go to Lubbock, Texas, where the weather will be much better than going to Salt Lake in December? If you got, even though
Perhaps.
Notre Dame,
yes.
BYU is going to be the better game, probably. I think Notre Dame's going to be the best game out of those four.
Absolutely.
These four are not as good as the four that was last week. That was last year, though, huh?
No.
These four games are not the same caliber of those games last year.
Nope, you're right. But I'm also like you. Like a lot's going to happen. This is going to look wildly different. Now, the top four may not move a hell of a lot, especially the 1 and 2. You know, A&M has to play a good Texas team. A&M has to play at Mizzou this weekend. If you know, they got to play the SEC title game if they get that far. You know, Bama's got a couple tough games. Well, they get a cruise at the end. They got to play. They get to play Auburn. It was obviously coachless and kind of a joke. Yeah. So I mean, I guess if Georgia wins out and you know, Bama falls apart, or A&M falls apart a little bit. I mean, like they could sneak in there, but I just feel like those teams seem like the most consistent on both sides of the ball, and playing is better than anybody. And I'm with you. If someone said we're going to seed Indiana first, unless you're a Ohio State fan and not real bright, which is a lot of them, honestly, you would be okay with that, right? Right?
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter a hell of a lot, right? I mean, I guess if you had to pick one team you want to play against, it's Notre Dame, BYU. I just don't know, man. Like, BYU is going to be a tough out, assuming they keep playing like they have been. They're a good football program. Yeah, so I mean, whatever. It means more college football games.
Out of those 8 teams that play first weekend, which one of those 8 has the best chance to advance past the second round? Mine would be Georgia if I had to pick it. But I could see, you know.
Yeah.
You hope you hope.
I just don't know what you're gonna get at Ole Miss on defense.
Right. Exactly. Yep. Yeah. I don't know if I trust that defense at all. Not against A&M.
Whereas Georgia
throw for 1,000 yards in that game.
Like, right, exactly. Whereas Georgia, like, you know, they lost to Bama, but they, you know, outscored them in the second half. Alabama didn't score the second half, and that was between the hedges too. So I mean, obviously that'd be a good rematch. I'm sure Oregon would like another shot at Ohio State after getting their teeth kicked in the Rose Bowl last year. I tell you what, Ole Miss A&M would be an absolutely awesome
fireworks
game, I think. Fireworks. Take the over. I don't want whatever it is. Just
whatever the over is, take it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure Indiana is hoping Notre Dame wins so they can get a shot at them after last year and just so who's the king of the state of Indiana. But lots going to happen between now and then. I don't anticipate Notre Dame not being somewhere in that top 12. You know, maybe they sit right where they're at the whole time. They have, you know, unless they lay in a giant egg against Navy this weekend, which is not likely.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that's a good start, right? I feel like there's going to be some shakeups here.
Yeah, this bracket will not look the same.
Tell me this is what it's going to look like. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if it's the same.
Me too.
Even next week.
Yeah, I think it's going to switch out. And who knows what happens? Depends on what happens this weekend, of course. But you know, that's why I'm going to do these lists. And I'm going to redo the teams every week and just get an idea of what teams move up, move down, and then all that. And you get close to the last weekend, you'll have a much clearer picture of what it's actually going to be, because if anything, last year the committee showed that they're not going to punish a team that loses a championship game. Like if you go in the playoff in the championship game,
nor should they.
Yeah, as long as you don't have 3 or 4 losses and lose another one, as long as you have 2 or less losses and you lose a championship game, they're not going to punish you for that. They're still going to seed you, because that championship game has to mean something. And if you can go in that game in the playoff and you leave that game not in the playoff, well, that makes that game totally irrelevant at that point, because
totally worthless. It's barely useful now.
For sure. Right. Only for getting the automatic buy is the only good thing it serves.
Yes. Right. Yep. Yeah. You can hang a banner, you get automatic buy. That's not nothing, obviously, but
yeah. Well, they're not automatic buying
That's a really good point.
Are they doing that this year? Or are they just doing top 4 to get the buy? I think they may be doing top 4 gets the buy. Because
I was thinking they did. Maybe you're right.
I think they switched that. I think last year they had automatic buy for championship.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yes, they did. Yes, because that didn't go well last year. Yes. Right. And Boise ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes, so they're doing top 4, which is what they should do. I almost think if they need to reseed after everything, I don't know, like
like the NFL does, that'd be cool.
If they ever wanna,
that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. So I don't know if they'll ever go that way. Maybe when they get to the 16 team,
maybe
they'll consider that. But this would be that'd be pretty cool.
Yep,
way cool. In fact,
a game lottery. You just get reseeded depending on seeding and who wins, who the home to the NFL playoffs. It goes the higher seed always gets the home game, so you could go everywhere.
Yep,
depending on who wins, who loses. So yep, I love that.
I love that idea a lot. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it.
Yep.
I
think we finally did it.
We covered that. Hour and 12 minutes. That's pretty good for us.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's way under our average.
That's not bad at all. And we talked about Wisconsin and Miami for a few minutes, right? Because it was tickets combined are only $13.
We could have got this game. We could have got this show done in an hour if we didn't talk about Washington and Miami and those train wrecks.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, maybe next time. But I don't know. It's just funny to see that number, single digit price for a ticket to a Division I college football program. That's history of like titles and those kinds of things. Just, there's more things to do when your team sucks. It ain't no fun to watch.
I don't even think they would be that low at Tennessee or Michigan, even if they wasn't any good. Like Miami's still going to make a bowl game and everything. I mean, they're in the running for a bowl. Now they've massively underperformed and expectations are gone now. So I get it, but it just seems like in Miami that's where that happens, or at USC or somewhere like that where that kind of thing happens. Like in Michigan or Tennessee or Alabama or Georgia or Penn State, maybe Penn State, maybe too. Ohio State. Doesn't really matter how good or bad they are. Yeah. I think there's still be people at Penn State. I don't. Just.
Oh yeah, there'll be people at the game. I mean, it'd be hilarious if it's like an IU crowd.
Right.
There'll be a lot of red. I mean, they're gonna wear red. It's gonna be quite obvious. There shall be no whiteout.
No. They should. How would it be great if the administration tried to do another whiteout?
Oh my God. You can't do it with 30,000 people.
We're gonna do a whiteout.
The stadium holds 100,000 people. Whiteout.
They go in and they paint all the chairs white. All the bleachers are white in there.
Yes, right. That's what this. You got to get a paint sprayer. Just that'd be easier because
spray the goalpost white.
Yes, right. Just be done with it. Right. Yeah. Any kind of let this grass grow about this long. Just not been mowed for 2 weeks.
They'd be waving the white flag.
Some way, but... Yes. They're doing that now already.
Yeah, they are.
They will absolutely be doing that. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, that's Hell If We Don't Podcast for week 11, I guess it is. Wow.
Man.
All right. So that's it. We'll see you on Sunday or Monday with the recap. Talk to you soon.